Do you remember when they told us you will own nothing and you will be happy? Well, we all thought that was going to be because of some global scheme, some global government, some one world government. But actually, it's being marched in because of the Iran war. The Trump administration is basically gaslighting us and preparing us for having very little because the price of things skyrocket. We won't have a lot of money. The value of the dollar will go down. And so rather than saying, yeah, this war sucks, we've lost, let's pack it up and go home, the administration is now trying to gaslight us into, no. You paying more for things and you owning less is a good thing. Let's start with Trump here saying he's not going to apologize for...
All right, Shalom. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. Unto like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. And this is Kim Iverson from the Kim Iverson Show. Let me see if I do like this. Like, wow, sorry. I'm trying to, work around this thing. I'm gonna use my other phone for whatchamacallit. By Camp. So yeah, she breaking it down, and certain things that she says in this particular thing, which I'm gonna have to fast forward it, which kind of hits to what's happening right now. But that you should own nothing and be happy. That came from Dr. Evil, I like to call him, Kosh Schwab. If anybody knows any, well, that was Austin Powers villain, but he comes from 007, James Bond 007, and it was Dr. No. So when Austin Powers, when they did that, they took that character and made it Dr. Evil. So, a lot of times you see films and you see certain people and they're like, this is an outlandish character. This is a person this is truly make-believe because this ain't nobody crazy like that. Then you fast forward, Carl Schwab. He looks exactly like the guy and he talks like the guy, and he's on demon time, which they all on demon time because they are demons. So he made a statement: you shall own nothing and be happy. And being being men, or the word, that's how the law would address everybody, right? But today we call humans, your God-given rights is possession, to own things, because it's yours, it's your personal thing. But these people that's in position of power, they don't want you to possess anything, all right? Because they want to possess it for themselves and want you to be, well, those that remain, I'll say it like that, to rely on them. And it's all about those that remain. It's not about those, it's not about everybody, because they don't have, the future is not made for every single person on the planet Earth, according to their way, according to what they have. And they had a thing called the Georgia Guidestone, when it stated that they want to maintain humanity to 500 million people. That's in their bullshit law. That's what they want to do. And I did a show, well, it should be the last show I did, that they said that some Australian councilman, whatever, and they was having an argument where he was ranting and talking about 4 billion people gonna be depleted, 4 people gonna be depleted because of this, because of that, and they're the ones that are responsible for that. Everything that they're saying, they're making it manifest that these are the things that's going to happen. All right, real quick, because I ain't gonna make this too long. I'm gonna bring it out again anyway. Where is it? Micah 2:1, and it states this. says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. Now, the devising of iniquity, devising means planning. The planning of iniquity, of which iniquity is sin multiplied. So they're planning of sin multiplying or harvesting where people can commit these sins willfully, unwillfully. This is part of their plan. All right? And ultimately, to get everybody a part of this sinful kingdom, to make them remain in this bubble of wickedness. And they thought these things out, not overnight, but they planned these things out for centuries, how they want to do. And one of the main things, a lot of these countries are like South America, the Caribbean islands. A lot of countries that's not like America, you can own a property and you could give it down to your people, your descendants forever. All right? And what they're doing now with the concept of you shall own nothing and be happy, you take away that position of possession. So now with all these natural disasters and so forth, it's not just America, it's all of these governments as part of this new world order agenda attempts to cause these things. This is what happened in was it Argentina? Yeah, I believe it was Argentina, where they said that any land that is burnt or any disaster, they'll sell it for cheap. And what ended up happening, more random fires came about when it was really the small hatters that was going around burning these places down, because that's the only way they could possess it. All right? If you have, the scripture says, real quick, I don't want to lose my point. No, I'm getting my point here, but there's something else I want to bring out. I believe it's Proverbs 19. I haven't read it in a while. 28, I think. No. It's been a minute. All right, let me look. Come on, man. Just type it in. Yo, what the hell? I know I'm bugging. Slacky, I'm trying to get something. Oh man, I know it's in. Let me use the other one. Just. So in Argentina, they've been doing these things, and they've been doing it illegally. All right. Legally, they taking it, but illegally they taking it from the people. And this is how Esau's MO is all about. All right, let me just type this in like this. Proverbs 22, sorry. And (22 and 28), it says, remove not the ancient landmark which thy fathers have set. When somebody has a property, can we get this one instead? Deuteronomy 19 and 14. Thou shalt not remove thy neighbor's landmark, which the old of time, so which they of older time have set in their inheritance, which thou shalt inherit in the land that the Lord thy power giveth thee to possess it. So you're not supposed to take somebody else's landmark. A landmark could be anything. If it belongs to this particular family, you're not supposed to do that. But with these devils and all the laws that they're passing, these unrighteous laws, they what's the word I'm looking for? Is they made it like a loop around that particular law, because they're about taking possession. These rats that wear the small hats, they're about taking possession. But they don't want nobody to have no possession. Period. All right. I did a show, I don't know, maybe weeks ago, and it was a WEF meeting, and they was talking about it might get to the point where they're going to lease a fucking refrigerator. All right. And I was saying it right. They said that they're going to be leasing refrigerators in the near future, even paying thousands of dollars to get sunlight. So this man is he's taking possession of the Lord's earth. They want to make a what's the word? Damn, what do you call that? Ledgers. I'm sorry. Certain things just popping in my head. But they want to make like a ledger on the things on earth. So it's okay for them to take it, but it's not okay for the people to have it. And that's where we're coming to. Okay? Let me go back to Micah. I don't want to lose my point, because the other thing I want to bring out is going to be it's going to be heavy, how she break it down. So back in Micah 2:1, it says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it. They put it by law. Their little governments, they pass, the elites come up with these masterful plans, and they tell somebody under them, how are we going to get this our way? So they go around, they come up with these think tanks. And then these think tanks, they find a way to do it, to make it legal, illegal, whatever the case may be, to make it for their lords to have what they desire. All right? They put it by law. And because it's in the power of their hand, because they can do that, because the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. And they covet fields means to covet something, that means take something that doesn't belong to you. Somebody else possesses it, you want what they have. All right? You're not trying to get your own, you're trying to take theirs. Like that land, going back to the landmark. All right? That's a big deal in the sight of the Lord. And it says, and they take it by violence in their houses, and take them away, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. So they got to the point where they take people's land, and the people forgets who they are, not knowing that they're the rightful rulers of that land. So this is what they're trying to implement, and this is how they're trying to get to the term, "You shall own nothing and be happy." All right, which is clearly impossible, because that's something that the Lord gave man, period. All right, now I'm gonna fast forward to the point. I'm sorry. You know when you we do these things. All right.
Wouldn't treat them like an official government, still treating them very hostile, and cause them their economy to totally tank.
And this is all part of the plan. This is all part of the New World Order plan.
Happens, there's a scarcity of jobs, a scarcity of the resources. And the first group targeted are the women. And they say, women, you need to go home. Women, you can't be...
All right, so I had to fast forward everything in Spirit 1404. She's basically saying, with all this stuff that's going on, with the price going up, and inflation that's about to take place, every single thing that's happening, it comes with a cost. And that cost, that's why it's happening. That instead of the way she's breaking it down was kind of ill, but the way we, through the Spirit, is going to go like 1, 2, 3. So when society crumbles, there's certain people that's going to be affected, because she said approximately the majority of the jobs, that was the people that got laid off in July, were all 100% women. So all women has been losing their jobs. All right. So yeah, men losing their jobs, but she was basically saying that, like, all the women in certain sectors, and it's the particular jobs that they was taken, I believe she said was administration or something like that, of women that was losing their jobs. Okay. So she's basically going to say something that we've been saying is going to happen. All right. And she's going to break down the categories of each people that's going to be affected by it. And it's ill, because the way she said it, you could clearly see how it's going down. See, Satan gives and Satan is taken. All right. Let me let it play.
Women, you have too many ambitions. You just need to go home and make babies, and that's what you need to do. And that's what happens in failing economies. When economies are not failing and they're booming, then societies they need workers. They don't have enough workers. They start encouraging women into the workforce. They say, women, you got to get out there. You got to make the feminist movements rise, and that's not a product of just societal thinking. It's actually very much tied to economics.
Which she's right.
And so
at first I was kind of conflicted by what she said, but she's right. And that was part of the plan of the Rothschilds. That's why Nick Rothschild told Aaron Russo. He told him, why you think we let women have rights? And they said, oh, because of, I forgot what he said. What it was? It said, nah, it's like you call him a fool. It's to put them into work. So the masterful plan of society and the way society is structured, like the man is the breadwinner, the man is everything. That's how it's supposed to be. But they decided to attack the other part of the second half of the household, so that way they could get double amount of money off of the household. So what she's basically saying, which is ill, is that now everything's going back to where it's going to go back to where it was. So now women are losing their jobs, losing their fucking mind. They're not qualified to be no man's woman to take care of any fucking household. You got white women that's planning on killing their own children. All right. So there's a lot of chaotic shit that's going on because of this impactful thing that's taking place here in the world, really, but mainly here in the West. So everything's reverting back to how it's supposed to be, and that's why she's breaking it down. I'm gonna let it play a little bit more.
We're going to see this reversal. We're going to see an even greater push of women. You belong in the kitchen, and you belong with your babies, and
goddamn
that's
right.
what you should be doing. And you're a bad woman if you have a career. You're a bad woman if you have an opinion. We're going to see a larger push to reverse women's right to vote. I know you might think that seems to be a bit extreme, but I'm telling you that will happen. As the economy goes worse and worse and worse, things will get worse for women first. Then things will get worse for poor people. Right. First, we're seeing it get worse for immigrants, right? Because
and there you go. So things are going to get worse, but it's going to get worse for women first. All right, women and children first, right? That's the whole saying. Why is it going to be women? Because they're the easier target, and that the privilege that they were given, it was given by the serpent. The serpent's taking everything from them. Okay, the deal's off. It's off the table. Matter of fact, you did what you were supposed to do. You destroyed your own kind, your own men, mainly the so-called black women. All right, you educated. Yeah, y'all the most educated women out there. Congratulations. All right, you're educated. But now, you're no longer needed. Your education is no longer needed because everything is moving forward. All right? Everything is moving forward. It is, like I always say to the spur of your Habashim Yashai, when everything is taken from you, who are you at the end of the day? Right? Because everybody like to, pump their chests of the accomplishments that they accomplish in the world. But all of that don't mean shit when the very world that you pump your chest on is changing, and it doesn't need you any longer. Just like a job, certain jobs are outdated. All right, everything's moving forward. What do? They cut back. Okay, they cut back. When they cut back, all those people had those degrees and they was proud and all that shit. That don't mean nothing. All right, so the women of today have done a tremendous job of fucking up her own situation, where she is no longer wanted even back at home. Okay, because the man has to do everything. So, and the main thing she said, women's rights going to be taken away. So everything that you women have accomplished, your accomplishments, so to say, didn't mean shit in the long run. Okay, and don't worry. Like she said, everybody else is going to get it. But the focal point is right here is the women. Everything is going to revert back to what it was. And she's going to say something real quick before
targeted. First it was, okay, if you're illegal, and everybody said, okay, fair enough. But now they're going after even legal immigrants with green cards. Then they're going to go after women. Then they're going to go after poor people of color, usually. Then they're going to, so we're going to see this chain reaction where they're basically going to try to reel us back into the old glamorous 20s or something.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to be a real push for that. And it's going to be a cultural push. It's not just going to be, oh, this happens because the economy sucks. There's going to be a gaslighting, brainwashing campaign to get everybody to believe, no, this is the good thing. This is what good people do. This is what good societies do. And so that is what we're going to see. And we're going to see the United States go back into that Handmaid's Tale era.
And that's what I'm wanting.
People said that women were hyperventilating over and that none of that would ever happen. It's not true, but
and
here it is.
And when
it's
you,
incoming.
It's incoming. And when you watch that film, the old film, it was all about re-educating the women who were whores and sluts. All right? See, they allowed you to be whores and sluts out here. They allowed you to do everything that your heart can desire. Off of the strength of do as I will. But now they're gonna take it back. Then they're gonna say it's not becoming of them. And you really see that in the campaign of Trump and how abortion, they don't want no more abortion. It's really to target their own people. But they're gonna give is order out of chaos. So this whole state that we've been in was nothing but chaos. All right, now they're about to bring down the hammer. They're about to bring down the order, and then they can say, "You women, you gotta go back to work," knowing that you're rebellious, knowing that you're good for nothing at this point, and nobody wants to deal with that. So that everything was strategic. This is all part of their plan from the very jump. It was to bring the chaos, and the most chaotic being to enforce was the black woman. All right, it's women in general, but when I mean a black woman is really because her influence over other women. The Judite women, just like the Judite man, anything that you do, the world's watching because you are the head no matter what. Okay? You gotta follow the white woman and her feminism. Now everything's coming back to you, and you're not wanted anywhere. Nobody wants to deal with you. All right? So the devil's price, it came with that price. I'm going to just end it over Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my voice, you careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall you be troubled. And it's talking about, it's not one day, it's not, whenever shit hits the fan, it's going to be from now to point of forever. This is it. Like, this is it for you, for women. This whole position of being over man, it's over. All right. We get into that point where all the situations is shown that it's over. A new dawn is coming. The old ways was always the right way, and this devil played that game to the T. This whole economic, everything's happening with the economy is strategic. Okay, the domino effect is going to be real, and like I stated earlier, like she said, women are being the first ones to lose their fucking jobs. Then the poor people, which is everybody else. All right, so the domino effect is going for those that they put up and everybody else. All right, and it says, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, you women that are at ease, because all you women out here are at ease. All right, all y'all you're thinking in your mind that everything's gonna go back to that normalcy. It's not going back. It's over. When the economy crashes, it's over. All right, the man is not gonna be able to be the provider because he's not what he's gonna provide for. And I stated earlier, everybody's going to lose because of you shall own nothing and be happy, which is impossible. And the only people that's going to really fight for that to get back their possession is the man. All right, and you women, y'all just going to go wherever the power goes. So Esau is literally taking everything from you. All right, and it says, strip you, make bare, gird sackcloth upon your loins. No more designer clothes. No more the designer clothes, the silk, whatever, the makeup, everything that you have, you're gonna go back into that state of being natural again, and because you hate yourselves, you're gonna have a problem with that. Everything's gonna go back to the Handmaid's Tale, like it was intended to be. And the Handmaid's Tale, like I said, is a film, is a good film to see They cause a chaos and then bring in their order. And that's exactly what they're planning to do. It says, they shall lament for the teats, for the pleasure fields, and for the fruitful vine. So the teats, no more government assistance. That's being cut off. All right. And that goes into the poor women. So the career-minded women are being taken, and the poor women are being taken all at once. Okay? So everything that people, all the materialistic things that people have boasted themselves about is going to be taken away from you. Isaiah 24:1. It says, behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turn it upside down, and scatter abroad the inhabitants thereof. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usuries, so with the giver of usuries. And what is that? Ain't no fucking jobs. Ain't gonna be nothing for nobody. Everything's gonna go back to way. It's gonna be about the survival of the fittest. You're not gonna be allowed to have anything. It's gonna be the new world order. Everybody's gonna be equally fit. Okay, and that's exactly what's going on in Gary, Indiana right now, where they're not getting power, they're not getting treated well at all, because they're expecting everything to happen. Well, everybody's gonna lose. All right, the way the elites is having it, and once everybody lose, like it says, going to Genesis the 46th chapter, eventually everybody's gonna give their bodies for some sort of normacy, which is gonna equal to the RFID microchip. So they're gonna bend everybody to the fucking will, to their will, and they're gonna make everybody be poor and have nothing. All right. So a lot of things she said in this particular video, I mean, you can watch it for yourself. What's the name of it? It say we must pay and consume less. Pay more and consume less. All right. But certain points she did say is gonna hit real soon. And it's gonna be a domino effect. All right. Everything is coming down to the wire. All right. All the, people boasting themselves with, it ain't gonna mean shit. This is why Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is for his people. All right. The elect. Because that's the only thing that really matters. And she also meant, everybody's going back to religion and everything like that, because the elites are bending everybody to their fucking will. All right, so with that being said, shalom to the elected nation of Israel. Shalom.